A very good afternoon from the sports desk. Let's start with the latest from the All Africa Games. Team South Africa athletes are doing their best to fly the flag at the All Africa Games currently underway in Accra, Ghana. Chef de Mission Patience Shikwambana is helping them to oversee the team in West Africa. She's joining us now via Zoom to keep us up to speed with the latest from the team. Patience, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us. How's things shaping up in Accra, Ghana, after the games started 2 days ago?
Good evening, Kwene, and good evening to your viewers and listeners. The games have started. They actually didn't start only on the 8th, the opening ceremony. We had other events that started earlier. For example, table tennis and badminton were the first sport that started before the opening ceremony. But things are going good on the side as Team South Africa. I can safely say to you that at this moment we've got 17 medals for South Africa, 6 gold, 3 silver, and 8. Our athletes, which is about 208, that are going to be here, are really doing their best to represent Umzansi.
Let's take a few steps back and talk about just the importance of this All Africa Games and the participation of South Africa. What is the importance of Team South Africa participating in this? Are we seeing some of our athletes trying to qualify for the Olympics and otherwise?
Yes, I think the key one for us to be part of this event, the African Olympic qualifier for some of the codes. We've got about 8 federations that are going to be qualifiers. That is athletics, badminton, cycling, swimming, table tennis, tennis, triathlon, and wrestling. So those are the 8 events that are for Olympic qualifier. And then obviously, in terms of African Games, we've been part of this at South Africa, and we're even glad that at this point there's new codes that they've added, which is arm wrestling and cricket. And that's the importance of us making sure that we even help some of our federations that are not qualifier in terms of ranking and point system within their international federations.
Well, I can tell you, speaking of new codes, Patience, very interesting to see the likes of esports also being part of this. Goes to show how far the games have improved, since we are talking about the 13th edition of these games.
Yes, esports actually it's one of the demonstration codes. So I think they are testing water for the next African Games. But I think it's one of those that they are, and I think we all know that even at the Olympic level, they're having this kind of discussion with them.
Let's talk about just the other countries that are participating. We know that over the years, this has been the flagship for African countries. How big are these games as far as the continent is concerned, and for South Africa to try and do well at the games?
Yeah, look, it's big because they're expecting about 5,000 athletes to be here in the village and participate at this event. I think for us, as I said, it's to ensure that, because if you remember, people such as Penny Hayes, 6 golds, 1995, 1999, 1995 was in Harare, 1999 in Johannesburg. Our own Chad as well, he participated in Maputo. So the games are a platform for our athletes, for them to be able to have an understanding that their pathway is still a long one, and that's they showcase their potential. So it is really big for the continent of Africa, for us to show that we've got what it takes to represent our continent in the entire world. So at the end of the day, really, it's just to make sure that we are able to go there and get talent that be prepared and be ready to go to your events such as Olympic and Commonwealth Games.
What is the level of competition like? I looked at the medal table, and you have an Egypt that has 40 medals to their name. So what is the level of competition like at this level?
Yeah, no. I'll tell you. I attended the quarterfinals of our table tennis ladies, and I can tell you, the level is very high. Again, one year they had a heart attack. The way the game was tough, playing against the host Ghana, but really to show that they're taking a very serious event in the continent. That's why Egypt is really far ahead, because they took most of the medals in your karate, and also in table tennis. Because in table tennis they are number one in the continent. So it is a huge thing for most of us participating in this event.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I could see already with them collecting 10 gold medals in karate, but with the competition still going all the way up to the 23rd, still an opportunity for Team South Africa to catch up. But let's talk about just how the team has settled in Accra, and what sort of conditions are they finding themselves in as they participate in these games?
Look, the team is well settled in. I mean, the first team arrived on the 29th. We had staggered our teams as per the competition schedule, and as they came into the village and settled in. One thing that I just want to highlight is that hosting African Games, it's not a child's play. The host had its own challenges, but our attitude as South Africans, we've said that once we arrived in the country that hosts the games, we have to make ourselves comfortable. We have to roll up our sleeves where we can, and the attitude is that we know why we're here. Our focus is to bring back more gold home than any other thing. And from that point of view, when we had our team talk 2 days ago, that was the statement that we said to ourselves, guys, there could be challenges that we have. Where we can, let us be solution-driven as a country. And I think our athletes, together with their management, they've taken the same attitude. And I think our team.
So now, with that, I hope we still have you on the line there, Patience. But then, how big is our team? And you mentioned the fact that the games are still going to continue, still more sporting codes. But how big is our team if we are talking about just about 5,000 participants expected at the All Africa Games?
Yeah, our team is got 208 athletes, and then about 98 team officials. That's how big our team is. But obviously, your host will have more than 500. I'm told that Nigeria has brought more than 400. So that's why I'm saying to you, the confirmation from the meeting that we are attending is that there's about 5,000 athletes that are at this village.
Mm. And in terms of our strong points or strong sporting codes, if any, Patience, where would you say South Africa's strength will be lying? I mean, for a fact, swimming, definitely, as we've already collected, I think, 4 or 5 gold medals in swimming. Yeah,
in swimming we've got 4 already. Cycling also has come up. We've got 2 from them. So that's why we've got 6 medals from both swimming and cycling. Obviously, we're expecting once athletics is here to get more goals. We've got a final badminton later today, and we're expecting to scoop that one because one for our ladies is the top one in the country. Athletics is coming on board. Our cricket girls are doing very well so far. They are going to the semi-final. So those are some of the codes that I can safely mention that chances of us bringing back gold home. In some of those that I've just mentioned.
When you look at the support, I guess multi-sport events like this, Patience, depend on volunteers, who play a very big role. But the support from the locals in Accra, how has that been?
No, look, I must say, we are home away from home because people here are very handy and very supportive. The game that we play is that once you get here, you have to learn their language so that it can be easy for it. But really, from the LOC point of view, from the volunteers that they have, from people of Ghana, I think they've really welcomed us with warm hands. And I think you've seen the opening ceremony. It was out of this world. That shows that really There are people that know how to take care of their brothers and sisters. So that has been their attitude, and we really appreciate ourselves being amongst people of Ghana and being part of them as sisters and brothers, basically. So all what I'm saying is that we are really home, no issues, we are all Africans.
Mm. And I'm sure the food is as good as the ones here at home, isn't it?
Yeah, I always say you might have problems with accommodation and other aspects, but as long as athletes' tummies are taken care of in terms of food, then you'll not have any issues. As long as they've got to go and eat, they are going to get food for them. That's basically what really makes things easy for them. But also, we must also indicate that in terms of the facilities, I mean, there's a good facilities in one of the areas. And I think with those facilities, if they are going to really use them very well in Ghana, in the next African Games, Ghana will be in another level.
With that said, I mean, is there an expectation from Team South Africa in terms of a target of medals or a position to finish in? I mean, obviously the positions will keep fluctuating. This morning we were second place. I think as we speak now, Algeria are second with Egypt at the top, courtesy of those medals they've collected in karate. But what is the expectations, if any, from the Team Patience?
Look, the issue of the expectations becomes difficult for team leaders like myself to speak to that, except that I leave it to my principals to talk about. But I think leading the team, for me, the best part of it is to improve from the last African Games or remaining the same position that we got when we were in Morocco.
Fantastic. Patience, we're going to have to leave it there because unfortunately the line keeps breaking a little bit. But thank you so much for taking time to speak to us. That is Team South Africa chef de Mission Patience Shikwambana, just keeping us up to speed with the latest coming out of Accra, Ghana, where the 13th All Africa Games are taking place.